Bro, is anybody else fed up with this shit? This bullshit. This bullshit. It's a rat race, bro. It's a fucking rat race. And there's no finish line, bro. I want to get out of this system, bro. I want to get out of this country, bro. I want to move abroad. I want to live my life like the way I want to live on my terms. Is anybody else just fed up to that point where they're ready to leave the country, or am I the only one? Like, who else out there is working, stacking up, like fixing their skills, getting some online skills, ready to move abroad? Who else? Please, bro, let's link up. Let's chop it up, man. Like, I need somebody else who is on this mission, bro.
Genesis 3, verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. First, I want to say, Kal Hawa, all glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And I want to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And yeah, man, hey, people now, especially now we're at the end days, man, they're getting tired of working. Don't blame them. This is the curse, since the fall of man, that we have to work. And, be in this system under Esau Edom, the so-called white man, it's putting us to work and we have to work for the things we want in this life. Since Adam followed the ways of the heathen in the garden, their philosophies, and fell away from the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, now we have to work. But soon, we're not going to have to work anymore because we're seeing prophecy fulfilling, and we see Yahweh Shai is about to return. So we are going to be able to finally rest once all these prophecies of the end are fulfilled. Job 9, verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So this is talking about the nation of Edom, the so-called Caucasians. They are the wicked, and they rule the earth right now. And, they're able to get empowered through lies and deception, and as well using spells on the people to trick the people into the system that we're in right now of constantly working, going to work and paying bills and all that. And I want to get Isaiah 47, verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. So this is talking about Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the Caucasians again. It's talking about them how they were able to learn spells. Ever since they came to the land of Africa, got the Israelites, for captivity. They learned spells from the Hamites. They will learn the enchantments from the Hamites and their ways, and they've been perfecting it from their youth. So now, every time you go into work, especially when you're in the shoot, you got to deal with the negative energy because people of the world don't know that they're under a spell. The only way you will know if you're under a spell is if Yahweh Shem Yahushai reveals to you this truth, this doctrine, of the true scriptures, the 100% understanding of the scriptures. That's how you know you're under spells. But the average person doesn't know they're under a spell by the wicked that rule the earth. So they just think this is how life is, This is go to work, repeat, rinse and repeat. Go to work, pay bills, rinse and repeat, and all that. And they just think people just are rocking around in bad moods all the time. No, that's just them under a spell. People who are in bad moods constantly, they're under spells, because the Caucasians, they made it to where the nation of Edom made it to where the world is like this now, like through indoctrination of TV and it's through TV and social media. So they're using their spells and opening portals and all that stuff behind the scenes, and they're also using the internet, to indoctrinate the masses and to rule their system how they want to rule it. Well, if you're in this truth, you can see through it. You can see through it all, and that the average person won't be able to see it. So it's like vexing to your spirit because you're able to see it, but the average person can't see it. So, yeah. This is 2 Thessalonians 3, verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. So basically, this is command that we must work. Even though we don't feel like working, we gotta work. This is how Yahweh Shemashah wants it. And especially if you want to eat, live, and survive, you gotta work. That's just part of the punishment we're in. You gotta work. Even though it's annoying and all that, that's just the condition of the battle. I'm gonna go to Proverbs 6, starting at verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provided her meat in the summer and gathered her food in the harvest. So we're supposed to, as humans, we're supposed to look at the ant for an example, for inspiration as well, when we don't want to go to work. Because the ant is constantly working. Ants are always working, They're never not working. So we're supposed to be like the ant, when we're feeling sluggish, don't want to do nothing, remember the ant. The ant is constantly on the move, doing its thing, and that's how we're supposed to be as humans. Even though it could get vexing and hard sometimes, you gotta pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to give you that strength, to give you that rejuvenation in your spirit, in your body to keep going. Because, hey, we're at the end of this thing. So you just gotta keep pushing and keep your head down and keep pushing, keep it moving and don't stop, because our punishment is almost over. All right, this is Mark 4. I'm going to be starting at verse 18. And this is Yahushua speaking, red letter. This is Yahushua speaking about the parable of the sower with the seeds. And these are which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entering in, choke the word, and it become unfruitful. So even though we have to work and, provide for ourselves, and if you got family, you got to provide for your family as well. As a man, we're not supposed to be caught up by the riches, the cares of this world so much that we forget about Yahweh Shem Shai. Because at the end of the day, as the scripture says, the fashion of this world passes away. So the fashion of this world passes away. So we're going to be, soon, we're going to be in a new world that will never pass away, with Yahweh Shai ruling with the 144,000 under him. So the people who sold out for riches and the lifestyle of this current world, they gave up, they received their consolation prize of this world, and gave up the truth of Yahweh Hashem Shai to stay with this world. But the ones who endure, who reject the riches of this world, the lust of this world, and stick with Yahweh Hashem Shai to the end, will be rewarded, 100-fold, and everything they lost gained back in the kingdom. So we just gotta endure to the end in this truth, and keep pushing, keep enduring all the way until the end. This is Micah 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So we're not supposed to be caught up with the worries of this world as the hopeful elect. Obviously, you go to work, get paid, pay your bills, take care of your family, whatever your situation is, you handle it. But just know this isn't the end all be all. We are on a journey, as the scripture says, we use the world, we don't abuse it. We're simply just passing by through this world to get to our true destination, which is the kingdom. Right now we're just, watching prophecy fulfill before our very eyes, and waiting for prophecy and waiting on Yahweh Shai, his return. And I want to go to Hebrews 4, starting at verse 9. There remaineth therefore a rest unto the people of power. For he that is entered into his rest, he also had ceased from his own works, as power did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. So again, we got to endure to the end. Endure to the end in this truth as the hopeful elect, to go into that rest, so we don't have to work ever again for eternity. We're almost there. So you just got to keep your head down, keep enduring all the way to the end, and we'll be able to rest like Yahweh is resting. Yahweh Hashem Shai is resting right now. We're going to be able to rest soon once all these prophecies fulfill. Yahweh Shai returns, saves the elect, and America's destroyed, and other parts of the earth are destroyed as well. And but hopefully, Lord willingly, Amratazah, we be of that elect to get saved, the first go around, be part of the first resurrection. With that, I want to say, Kal Allah, all glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to my elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and rule well. And I want to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. We are almost there. Gotta keep it pushing, keep enduring all the way until the end. We are almost to our rest. Almost to our rest. We're almost done with this punishment. So keep enduring all the way to the end in this truth, in life. And, I pray, Lord willingly, I pray that was an edifying lesson. And with that, I want to say shalom.